robot overlords, sentient computers.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Armageddon. This is what many people fear when artificial intelligence, or AI, comes to mind.
I'm Martin Hitch, and I'm the Chief Business Officer at Bossa Nova Robotics. I think AI is misunderstood. We have this expectation that it's going to take over, and the reality is we're many, many, many years away from AI being sentient.
Instead, what we are seeing today are devices like Amazon's Alexa, Google's Home, or Apple's Siri. These gadgets may sound sentient.
It's 61 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies.
But really, they're far from it.
Hi, I'm Robert Munro, and I'm the CTO of Figure 8. The AIs that we're building are AIs that we can smartly interact with. So they're not optimized to be independently intelligent, they're optimized to be our guides, our assistants, the extensions of our memory.
Aside from consumer electronics, artificial intelligence's greatest promise may be in transforming entire industries. The underlying technology making this happen is known in the tech community as supervised learning.
You have humans who are able to provide the training data for algorithms to then automate a task. So for example, a self-driving car knows how to avoid a pedestrian, knows how to stay in the lane, because humans have sat down with images taken from the front of these cars and said, this is a human, this is the lane which marks the edge of the road. And it's these thousands and thousands of hours of human feedback which ultimately enables a self-driving car to be trained to automate this task.
Google's Waymo is on the forefront of self-driving car technology and is using supervised learning to drive it forward. But in fact, transportation is just one area that is booming in the field of artificial intelligence. Another is healthcare.
I am Fabian Beckers, CEO and co-founder of Arteris.
Meet Arteries. Their machines have been trained on thousands of patient images, which gives physicians and radiologists better information for diagnosing cancer in the brain and lungs, and also detecting dangerous heart conditions.
A radiologist normally has to be highly trained to really look at the organ. They spend a lot of time sometimes just drawing contours by hand, like the ventricles or the atrium. And that takes a lot of time. And so what we have been working on is automating that and automating it well. We train the system on thousands of images where we know exactly what the answer is. There's a really quantum leap because the system can really propose a suggestion to the physician that probably very close to what he or she would have done.
Agriculture is also seeing a big change in the use of artificial intelligence.
I'm Jorge Herrod. I'm the CEO of Blue River Technology.
This is Blue River Technology's See and Spray machine. Using artificial intelligence, the robot is able to detect which plant is a weed and which is a crop.
This is one of our 12-row machines. It goes through the field very fast. It's a very wide machine. And back there, there's a camera that is looking down at the ground. It looks at every single plant 50 times per second. Every camera that it has is looking at every plant and deciding, is this a crop, is this a weed, and applying herbicides only to the weed and nowhere else. And by doing that, we can reduce about 95% of the herbicides being used. We have a database that is growing really fast. Now it's close to 1 million images that we've collected across many different farms, many different geographies. That gives us the variability that these algorithms need in order to be trained and reliably detect which ones are weeds and which ones are crops.
From farming to the food that you shop for, AI is impacting the whole supply chain. At Bossa Nova Robotics, robots scan the aisles of the supermarket, aiding retailers in logging grocery inventory.
They're robots that are designed to move autonomously through a store, taking very high-resolution pictures of the shelves, and we then use a very complex AI engine that extracts data from those shelves. So think about product data, labeled data, the layout of items on the shelf. Are they in stock? Are they out of stock? All that information happens in near real time.
The robots use computer vision to see the store shelves and are trained on thousands of images to complete their task.
You can imagine now you're starting to gather a very, very large data set of products. We use that to train AI algorithms to identify specific features. If we're successful, we blend into the background and your shopping trip means you buy 100% of the items on your shopping list instead of 80% of them.
Of course, robots that can roam the aisles at the supermarket or tractors that can automatically graze crops is just the beginning. Experts believe a profound technological shift is underway.